Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is July 13th, 2024. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to execute the so-called Hannibal Directorate between the dates of July 13th and July 19th of 2024. So the Hannibal Directorate was basically declassified in 1986, and it's an Israeli Defense Force IDF directive which quote-unquote states the kidnapping must be stopped at all means, even at the price of striking and harming our own forces. So just to translate this for you, this basically means that when the Zionist political ideology and the Zionist political strategy has been deterred or sidetracked, the Israeli Mossad and the IDF will sacrifice their own citizens in order to achieve their own political objectives. So to translate even further, this means that the CIA via this Israeli Mossad is going to execute a major false flag operation between the dates of July 13th and the dates of July 19th, 2024. Well, the question begs, why now? Well, because one, Donald J. Trump is going to receive the Republican nomination on July 18th, 2024 at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So the CIA is absolutely desperate to hijack this narrative. So exactly how the CIA will implement the Hannibal Directive, between the dates of July 13th and July 19th is obviously not known, but we can expect some sort of major attack, invasion, or terror event targeting Israel, the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, or neighboring Jordan, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Egypt, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, or Yemen. That being said, given the aforementioned Republican National Convention, which commences on July 15th through the 18th, it's highly likely that the CIA is going to stage some sort of Islamic terror-related event in the United States, possibly New York, Washington, Chicago, Los Angeles. In the event that the Israeli Mossad does in fact execute the Hannibal Directive between the aforementioned dates, they will predictably blame Al-Qaeda, AQAP, that's Al-Qaeda in the Arab Peninsula, Boko Haram, Hamas, Al-Shabaab, Hezbollah, ISIS, ISIS-K, the Muslim Brotherhood, Islamic Jihad Resistance, Islamic Jihad, or the Taliban, or one of the other 10,000 Islamic groups which they've created a political cover for their own acts of terrorism. And if in fact the Hannibal Directive is executed between the dates of July 13th and July 19th, it will likely target women, children, or soft targets. So the reason why the October 7th attack was executed targeting a music festival and women is because this is for public relations. It makes the Israeli and the Jewish case more sympathetic when these Hamas or Hamas, which is the Israeli terror arm of the IDF, they stage these charades, essentially attacking their own kind. We've seen this so many times over history. I mean, there's hundreds of years that goes back where the Jews, when cornered, when trapped, when everybody's finding out that they're running the show, then they always attack themselves. This is a typical false flag. So soft targets include, but are not limited to, airports, airplanes, cruise ships, cruise terminals, malls, shopping centers, consulates, embassies, hospitals, clinics, schools, colleges, universities, stadiums, sporting events, tourist attractions, places of worship such as churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples, as well as trains, train stations, subways, and subway stations. In the event that the CIA and her Israeli Mossad do in fact execute the Hannibal Directive between the dates of July 13th and July 19th, it will predictably be biological, chemical, nuclear, radiological, or gas in nature, possibly featuring mustard gas or white phosphorus related attacks. These Cbrn, if you will, these Cbrn related attacks by the Israeli Mossad, which will be subsequently blamed on some Islamic terror group, will either come most likely by way of a 9/11 style attack, an Iranian or Pakistani missile related attack, or via possibly a VBIED, which is a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device related attack, such as a car bombing, truck bombing, etc. Just to really quick to highlight the numerology going into these dates between July 13th and July 19th. So, firstly, there's two dates which we expect the attack to happen. Well, we should say that some most likely dates that would happen. Firstly, the date of July 14th, which is coincidentally the UEFA final between England and Spain, which is in Berlin, Germany. This marks 281 days since the October 7th attack, when the Israeli Mossad attacked Lebanon, Syria, and Israel. So the number 81, this is the Swiss National Day numerology, and this is where the CIA's headquarters is in Switzerland. Switzerland is the first Jewish state. The Jewish Autonomous Oblast in Eastern Russia, JAO, is the second Jewish state, and Israel is the third Jewish state. So they do things on their numerology, and so the number 81 is the Swiss National Day of August 1st. So an attack during the UEFA final is expected, possibly targeting Israel, possibly targeting Europe or the United States or somewhere else in the Middle East. Why? Because the UEFA final, it will probably be the most highly rated event aside from the Summer Olympics, which are not for another month or so. So it's going to have a massive, massive television audience. On July 19th, which would be in Israeli time, you would have Trump receiving the RNC nomination on July 18th, US time. And so this would mark 286 days since the October 7th attack. And of course, the number 26 equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism. So those two dates are the most likely. That being said, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, this little window while the Republican National Committee convention is taking place is the most likely to suffer an attack. So anyways, obviously I'm praying for a peaceful week. In the event that the Israeli Mossad does in fact stage some sort of an attack and blames Arab people or Arab nations to try to trigger World War III, in the next week, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.